outgoing Alumni Association President, it is my honor to welcome you to the Juniata College Alumni Awards Assembly. My name is Christopher Bear, class of 1992. Before we get started, I would like to ask that you silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. That concludes me. Each year, the Juniata College Alumni Association honors fellow alumni during Alumni Weekend. This awards assembly is the culmination of a year of hard work and a process in which many have participated. It begins with the alumni, faculty, and staff who take the time to submit nominations for classmates, friends, and former students. It continues with the members of the Alumni Council Awards and Nominations Committee who have the difficult task of selecting the award winners. It comes to a close with the individuals you see before you this morning. I would like to extend my deep gratitude to everyone who played a role in making this occasion possible, especially Brad Hobbert, class of 1993, who I don't believe could be with us this morning, who led our selection committee. Please join me in thanking you. At this time, I would like to introduce Juniata President Jim Crow.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's another great event. Great to be in front of all of you. And I know I've met so many of you already, but for the additional guests and families that are here for this particular event, very, very special welcome. Especially the young families that are here, that just look so enthralled about the experience. Right, girls? I met them outside. They're ready for this. This morning we celebrate something very special, and that's the outstanding achievements of 5 Juniata graduates. And they will be joining an already distinguished group of awardees who have been recognized in the past, and they will now serve as a model and inspiration for Juniata students and alumni for years to come. If there's anything certain about Juniata that I have found and others who know this institution, our alumni are changing the world for the better. So Mary, Jeremy, Jesse, Jonathan, and Ron, congratulations for all that you've accomplished and bringing honor to this institution. Thank you very much for your accomplishments.
Thanks, Jim. At this time, we will present the awards. The Alumni Achievement Award has been given annually since 1971. It recognizes someone who has distinguished herself over a period of years, who has achieved a pinnacle position in her chosen profession. The recipient of the 2015 Alumni Achievement Award is Mary White, class of 1973. Bob McDowell, 67, chairman of the Juniata Board of Trustees, will present the award. Bob and Mary, please come forward.
Thank you, Chris. When David Meadows reached out to me about 6 weeks ago and said, would you be willing to be a presenter for Mary White? And I sort of laughed and I said, sure. But David didn't really know, other than the fact that we both share trusteeship here at Juniata, of the connections we have. And so I did connect the dots for him a little bit, and I'll do that this morning before I read Mary's citation. So Mary and I have served together on Board of Trustees for many years, and she has distinguished herself there as chair of our important committee on business affairs, and even more so, and I know all of you are happy about this as well, she was co-chair of the search committee, which resulted in Jim Troha becoming our 12th president. So she has served there with distinction. The other part that David didn't know is that Mary is also a classmate of my sister-in-law, Margie Perry, and so class of 73. And as such, she has become a family friend as well, because she and Margie often attend trustee weekends here at Juniata together. And they have a cohort of about 5 or 6 other young women. Way down. Oh, all right. Of other young women who often continue their pinochle parties at our house. The other thing that I would like you to know, as I've gotten to know Mary both as a trustee and as a friend, is that she has a wonderful sense of humor. And I don't know if you'll see that this morning, but you know, those of you in healthcare know that when you sign your name, you have letters after it. The more the better, right? So Mary in her email signature has FACHE, and you'll learn what that is if you don't already know it. She also has another designation, QOS, and I'm going to let her explain what that is. And now I would like to read her citation. Whereas Mary M. White, a member of the class of 1973, has distinguished herself in her profession. And whereas after graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in sociology from Juniata, she completed her Master of Public Health degree in Health Administration from the University of Pittsburgh in 1982. And whereas she began her career in 1974 as a medical technologist, first with Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C., and then with Presbyterian Medical Center in Denver, Colorado. And whereas she joined Rose Healthcare Systems of Denver, Colorado in 1980, serving as administrative resident, assistant to the president, director of planning, vice president of facility planning and development, and finally as senior vice president and chief operating officer. And whereas she became president and chief executive officer of Swedish Medical Center in 1996, and has since led that center to become one of the top 3 performing hospitals within the Hospital Corporation of America, the largest for-profit operator of healthcare systems in the world. And whereas she has served numerous professional associations, such as the American Hospital Association Metropolitan Governing Board, the Breckenridge Medical Center Board of Trustees, the Colorado Foundation of Medical Care, the Colorado Health and Hospital Association, the Colorado Personalized Education for Physicians Board of Trustees, the State of Colorado Emergency Medical Services and Trauma Advisory Council, and the Department of Public Health and Environment Council of Colorado, to which she was appointed by the governor in 1999. And whereas she currently serves as the Mountain States Employers Council Board of Directors, the Envision Network of Imaging Centers Board of Directors, the Rocky Mountain Surgical Center Board of Directors, and the Donor Alliance Board. And whereas she has been honored by the Girl Scouts Mile High Council, was named a Women's Leadership Circle of Women of Distinction in 1997, was named Englewood Rotary's Business Person of the Year in 1998, and is an American College of Healthcare Executives Fellow. So that's what she has on her thing. FACHE, that's other than QOS. Now therefore be it resolved that this award is presented to her in recognition of lifetime achievements in her career. It is both an honor and a deep privilege to present Mary M. White with this citation of achievement by direction of the Alumni Council.
Long list. So I will tell you about the QOS, and in our business, people get a lot of degrees. As Jeremy knows, there's specialty designations, and I thought I needed something. So I put QOS, and my hospital's name is Swedish Medical Center, and everyone says to me, why'd they name it Swedish? Well, it was founded by Swedes. I'm not Swedish. So the QOS means Queen of Sweden. There are, and I did not self-appoint that title. That's what people call me, so I finally just put it on my. You know, it's pretty funny. People say, "Is that for quality? Is that quality? What is it? A quality professional?" No, that's what it is. So I am terribly humbled by this award. I was here 2 years ago for our reunion weekend, and 2 of my classmates were recognized at that time, and I was in awe of their accomplishments. And there are many people in this room who deserve this, and I'm sure that I will share this with you, and hopefully you will know that you too will be recognized at some time by the Alumni Council. I came from Bellefonte, right down the road, which is a lot like Huntington. And Juniata just felt like the right place for me. It was small, very intimate. I was blessed with Margie and Mary Fry being previous Juniata family members. Their parents went here, their sisters went here. So I learned that alma mater and fight song like the first 2 weeks of school, and it was good. But I didn't really know why I came to Juniata other than I didn't want to go to Penn State. Everybody at Belmont goes to Penn State. It was the right choice for me, and as John Martin said, you don't realize till later in your life that you made a good decision and you were lucky enough that it worked out. So a couple of quick things, and then I do have some humorous slides to share with you. I didn't know that my father was Brethren. I grew up Irish Catholic, and those of you who grew up in the 60s that way, you didn't go to any other church but the Catholic Church, because that's what you do. So when I was at Pitt, I went to visit my grandmother often, and I learned that my father grew up Brethren, and it just all clicked for me. The values of the Brethren faith and the values I grew up with were all the same. So I was very proud, even more proud to be from Juniata. So, sorry. They said there's Kleenex up here, so I'm not going to eat. A couple months ago, there was an editorial in the Denver Business Journal that I think is so apropos to all of us in this room that have an association with Juniata. So I'll read it to you. The article discusses the shift from liberal arts to specific training schools. It says, while employers can find qualified graduates for many specific jobs, they often lack the soft skills that colleges used to develop in core liberal arts college classes. You were well-rounded, disciplined, and educated in the liberal arts, someone who could carry on an intelligent conversation and express themselves on a paper, which is what we all learned here and what you're not learning when you go to specialty schools and training them. So I'm very proud of that education. I think it's made a difference in my life. Now I'm going to tell you the skills that I learned at Juniata, as Mr. Martin said, that were applied to my current profession. So please notice the four, thank you, Commissioner books on the bottom. So if there's any attorneys in the room that are upset that I took pictures out of these books, seems like. Top 10 contributions to my healthcare executive. Developing a strong work ethic. So does anybody know what this is? It's a ding. So, strong work ethic. This is freshman hazing. And when my marketing director helped me with this, she said, what the heck is that? This is hazing. And you can see, we have Karen Midbow on the ground there with her 1973 dink on. You can recognize her. But there we are with John Over as the warlord over freshman hazing. Then we have coaching and development. I was lucky enough to be a cheerleader and helped coach and develop our football and basketball, and I don't think we had volleyball team at the time. We had wrestling. Team building skills. I'm sure you will all relate to these skills. That would be Racetown before they flooded it on the right, and certainly mountain parties along the way here. Strategic planning. So, it created some injuries for the healthcare business. My husband said, what is that? I said, you'll understand when I show you the arch. Networking. Oh, and I should go back. Christy said to me, oh, this is like the David Letterman top 10. We're going from 10 down to 1. Number 6, networking. Yet more partying, and again, you all remember we were not allowed to have alcohol on campus. Let's just start there. Then we have public speaking, number 5. This is all class night, and that's Bob's sister-in-law Margie. Vision and navigation. Anybody remember this? I'm not sure I do remember it. But I'm in that number 5 draft, so I must have been there. Negotiating with physicians. You ready, Jeremy?
No, I'm ready.
Now, you see yourself in that picture, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, there's 2 of them. learning to think and find solutions. And I have this up here, it's number 2, but I really do think it's made a difference in who I have become in the many years since I left Juniata and who we all are. Arts and Ideas, great at lots. And you can see it's been in storage. It's got some rips in it. My husband says, "You pulled that book out?" I said, "I did." Okay, and the number 1 skill set I learned from Juniata is building trust, which you have to do in any kind of senior leadership position. And those are all my friends from Juniata, and we are all still friends today. So thank you all very much. We have one more slide. Sorry. This was a quote that I saw at a disastrous Super Bowl game that we won't mention. And it said, "Never forget where you came from," and I never forget that I'm from Central Pennsylvania. So hopefully you will not forget you're from Juniata College. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor. The Young Alumni Achievement Award has been given annually since 2000. It honors someone who has distinguished himself in his chosen profession during the first 15 years following graduation from Juniata College. The recipient of the 2015 Young Alumni Achievement Award is Jeremy Souter, class of 2000. Nicholas Fowler, Jeremy's classmate and the Young Alumni Achievement Award recipient from 2008, will present the award. Nicholas and Jeremy, please come forward.
Dear Juniata community, friends, family, alumni council, it's truly an honor to be here today with all of you to celebrate and reflect on the achievements of my very good friend and Juniata classmate, Jeremy Souter, Dr. Jeremy Souter. To know Jeremy is to truly know a man who is profoundly blessed. Particularly, and I have a personal knowledge of wonderful parents, a grandfather who he absolutely adored and impacted his life tremendously. This is a man of character. Since meeting our freshman year, he struck me as the first Renaissance man I had ever met. He was fluent in French, he was a swimmer, athletic, intellectually curious, and profoundly full of a work ethic I had never seen before. But most of all, to all who knew him, he was kind, humble, and selfless. He excelled in the sciences like no one I had ever known. Studied abroad in France, and after Juniata, he matriculated at the University of Pennsylvania Medical School. He could have done anything with his life, gone anywhere, specialized in any specialty, but he chose primary care, then later palliative care and patient safety, where he's become not only proficient but a leader in these fields. Let me get something straight. Nobody chooses palliative care unless they really have a saintly heart. They must embrace not only their patients, but bringing the patients' families together in the greatest time of need, during the time at the end of life, providing solace and ear and comfort. As a physician myself, with consideration of his academic achievements and humble humanitarian aspirations, I consider Jeremy to be one of the most noble human beings I've ever met. Additionally, I put him on the very short list of those we refer to as a doctor's doctor. In other words, someone I would most trust with my life or that of a loved one. For someone with so much aptitude and dedication to his craft, who's then chosen this road less traveled, I'm in awe of Jeremy, and I want to congratulate him on this most deserved recognition. Whereas Jeremy K. Souter, a member of the class of 2000, has distinguished himself in his profession, and whereas after graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Politics and Health from Juniata in 2000, he went on to earn his medical degree from the University of Pennsylvania in 2005, completing a fellowship in anatomic pathology in 2004 and internal medicine residency in 2008, both at the Hospital University of Pennsylvania. And whereas he has achieved board certification in both internal medicine and hospice and palliative care, and whereas he has remained with Penn Medicine and currently serves as clinical assistant professor of medicine at Penn School of Medicine. And whereas since 2010, he has served as Pennsylvania Hospital's patient safety officer and a hospitalist, most recently being named medical director of the inpatient palliative care program. And whereas since 2011, he has been Pennsylvania Hospital's lead physician for the Schwartz Center Rounds, a program designed to strengthen the caregiver-patient relationship by bringing doctors, nurses, and other caregivers together to discuss the human side of healthcare. And whereas he received the Patient Advocacy Award from Pennsylvania Hospital in 2011 and 12, was one of the recipients of the Quality and Patient Safety Award for Operations from the University of Pennsylvania Health System. And whereas he serves on multiple hospital health system committees for quality and safety, medical informatics, and palliative care. And whereas he has been recognized as a fellow Society of Hospital Medicine and a member of the American College of Physicians, American Association of Physician Leadership, American Medical Association, and the American Academy of Hospice and Palliative Medicine. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this award is presented to him in recognition of his career achievements and for representing the ideals of the Juniata community by striving for excellence in all his endeavors. It is both an honor and privilege to present Jeremy K. Souter with this citation of achievement by direction of the Alumni Council.
So I usually don't need a microphone, and I gotta say, I made these comments, and I didn't realize that I'd have to deliver them after being so profoundly embarrassed. I think I'm actually going to scrap most of what I had to keep a few key points. And since I see Dave again, it is 11:33. I really got to say I'm profoundly humbled. My wife would probably tell you that's a rare thing. I think usually that sentiment when it comes on comes either when you've just done something really bad, a pretty big mistake, or when you're in the midst of something incredibly enjoying and gratitude and happily in the latter camp right now. I did not expect this in the least, and I'd like to thank Nick very much. I think you're guilty for nominating me. If anybody in the committee would like to actually get somebody else up here at this point, there's still time. I really am very honored, and I would like to also take this moment to thank several important people. I already thanked Nick, but also my wife Sonia. She's here with our three lovely daughters. They often get the short end of a long day, and if it weren't for their support and love, I really would not be anywhere near the man I am today. My folks who couldn't be here today, who have done immense amount for me over the years in many, many ways. And I'd love to thank everybody here in the Juniata community who has profoundly touched me over the course of my life, both here during the time I studied and since. I maintain regular relationships with several people, both friends, and I'm actually crashing the Dragon Gas pad right now. Even when he's out of the country, Joanna and his wife has generously hosted us. And I just say that these relationships have been priceless. 30 seconds apparently. I think I wanted to share a few things I've realized over the years, echoing what Mary said, that truly, I think it's the liberal arts and humanities that have really defined my ability are any of the in the audience who have a budding potential position, or anyone in the healthcare profession, I would implore you to encourage them in efforts in humanities and social sciences. I find that thinking back to learning about Dostoevsky, that people will do things that hurt just because it makes them feel alive. I see that as a doctor, and I have to take care of people like that. I see the complexity of healthcare organizations, and I think about how are people trying to just get by? Where is influence? Where are people's hearts lying in a moment, and realizing they're all just trying to do the best they can. And I think that the studies of social sciences and politics have helped me immensely in that regard. I think I'm going to close right there with some words from a healer and author named Rachel Mann. It is not something that I had personally looked up, but in fact the chaplain on our palliative care team had forwarded to us one day. Service rests on the basic premise that the nature of life is sacred. Fundamentally, helping, fixing, and serving are ways of seeing life. When you see life as weak, when you help, you see life as weak. When you fix, you see life as broken. When you serve, you see life as a whole. From the perspective of service, we are all connected. Over the long run, fixing and helping are draining, but service is renewing. When you serve, your work itself will sustain you, renew you, and bless you, often over many years. So I wish all of you the blessing of a life of service, of friends and people you love. And I thank you deeply for the honor you bestowed on me today.
Congratulations, Jeremy. The Juniata College Health Professions Alumni Appreciation Award was established in 2000 by the Health Professions Committee to recognize alumni who have made a significant contribution to the professional and personal development of Juniata students aspiring to careers in health professions. The recipient of the 2015 Health Professions Alumni Appreciation Award is Jessie L. Mosley, class of 2002. Kathy Jones, Associate Professor of Education and a member of the Health Professions Committee, will present the award. Kathy and Jessie, please come forward.
It truly is a great honor to be here today to present an award to Jessie Mosley. But I'd also like to take a moment and recognize her husband, who is actually back there with the 4 children. And because of him, he's the stay-at-home dad, Jessie is able to do what she's able to do. So how about a nice round of applause for Jessie? Jessie is originally from New Jersey, but we won't hold that against her. She moved to Bedford County right before high school, and she moved to Huntington County to go to Juniata College. And when she was here, she actually worked with Science in Motion all 4 years under the leadership of Don Mitchell and Lorraine Molfinger. And it was through that and her continuing work that she decided to go into health professions. But the best part is that she decided to go into rural physician care. And rural physician care is an area that we really are in desperate need. We don't have enough physicians in the rural areas that are willing to come back, but Jessie and her husband love the rural area and they decided to return. So whereas Jessie L. Mosley, a member of the class of 2002, earned her Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine in 2006, and whereas she has distinguished herself as a leading family physician and chief of the Department of Medicine at J.C. Blair Hospital, whereas she serves as staff physician at Huntington Family Care Center, and whereas she serves as a preceptor for family practice residents in both a rural setting at Williamsburg Family Practice and an urban setting at Altoona Family Physicians. And whereas she has achieved board certification by the American Board of Osteopathic Family Physicians, and whereas she has donated her time and expertise as a guest speaker for our health professions event during homecoming and family weekend, and has offered shadowing and mentor opportunities for Juniata students. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this award is presented to her in recognition of her service to the medical community and to Juniata College and our students. Be it further resolved that her activities as a physician, mentor, and role model contribute to the future success of our students in their efforts to become passionate and compassionate health professionals. It is an honor and a privilege to present Jessie L. Mosley with this citation of appreciation by direction of the Juniata College Health Professions Committee. Congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't really prepare anything formal, so I'm just going to make this short and sweet since I can hear my children are starting to get restless in the back corner. I am completely honored to be getting this award and this recognition. Juniata has given me an incredible experience and an incredible foundation when I started my education, my career. I'm thankful that I'm able to come back to the community where it started and be able to continue to work with the hospital and the college here to continue to keep things moving forward. I would also like to thank my husband and my children, my family, because they've been an incredible support over the years. I'd like to thank the college and the Alumni Committee and the Health Professions Committee for this honor. And I hope to continue to stay here for a very long time and continue to serve this wonderful area, this wonderful community. Thank you.
Congratulations. In recognition of the service that so many Juniatians provide to the world around us, the Alumni Association added the William E. Swigert Jr. Alumni Humanitarian Award in 2001. This honor recognizes someone who, through vocation or avocation, has exercised significant leadership and through personal sacrifice has improved the lives of others. The recipient of the 2015 William E. Swigert Jr. Humanitarian Award is Jonathan C. Hunter, class of 1972. Lynn Basner-Gale, Jonathan's classmate and a member of the Alumni Council, will present the award. Lynn and Jonathan, please come forward.
At the 2012 reunion of the class of 1972, we had a panel discussion. Jonathan was one of 8 people in the panel where we talked about the impact that Juniata College had had on our lives. And since we had graduated in 1972, and this was in 2012, we weren't exactly 21 anymore. After listening to the comments regarding his work with underserved populations, several of the members of our class decided that somehow we would nominate him for the Humanitarian Alumni Award. Since I had just been elected to the Alumni Council, I was cornered, and it was decided that somehow I'm going to get this nomination through. It doesn't happen fast, just sometimes it takes a little while. With the help of Joan Parsons-Engel and Guy Coyle, both working on campus, and Evelyn Pembroke, who helped me with the paperwork, the nomination was finalized and approved by the Awards and Nominations Committee of the Juniata Alumni Council in December of 2014. As both a member of the Alumni Council and a member of the class of 1972, I am honored, privileged, and pleased to be able to present this award to Jonathan Hunter. And now we do the whereases. Whereas Jonathan C. Hunter, a member of the class of 1972, has provided selfless service to his community and profession. And whereas, after receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Political Science from Juniata, he earned a Master of Divinity degree from Bethany Theological Seminary in 1977. And whereas he began his career as a Church of the Brethren minister, serving congregations in both Maryland and Pennsylvania for 10 years. And whereas from 1987 through 2000, he served in positions ranging from director of the Friend to Friend Clubhouse to executive vice president and chief operating officer of Episcopal Community Service, one of the largest and most comprehensive social service agencies in Southern California, which addresses challenges such as homelessness, drug and alcohol recovery, mental illness, job training and employment, and supportive housing. It keeps going. And whereas from 2004 to 2014, he went on to join the Cooperation for Supportive Housing, first as California Program Director, and later expanding the organization's reach into Texas and Arizona as Western Region Management Director, working to develop and fund supportive housing for people who are chronically homeless and who have disabilities related to mental illness, substance abuse, HIV/AIDS, and other chronic health conditions. And whereas he now owns and operates J.C. Hunter Consulting, continuing his mission to aid in the creation of communities within which individuals and families can find health and well-being. And whereas he convened an ad hoc committee of public and private stakeholders that led to the creation of the Mental Health Services Act, Housing Quote, a $400 million effort, next page, that has produced more than 2,000 new units of supportive housing throughout the state of California. And whereas he has served as a member and president of the Board of Directors of Housing California, was appointed by Senator Darrell Steinberg to the board of the California Housing Finance Agency, was presented with the Tom McGinnis Community Leadership Award in 2011 by Housing Works, and was given the William F. McKenna Award for Leadership in Affordable Housing by LINC Housing in 2013. Now for be it resolved that this award is presented to him in recognition of his lifetime achievement in humanitarian efforts. It is a privilege to present Jonathan C. Hunter with the William E. Swigert Jr. Class of 37 Alumni Humanitarian Award by direction of the Alumni Council.
I really want to thank Mary and Jeremy for both capturing the heart and much of what I want to communicate, particularly Mary. I staying with Nathan Paul, named for Hilda Nathan. My first parakeet was named Hilda in honor of Nathan. When I graduated, you had it, you were getting repaid your security deposit. Hilda had a rubber stamp made. Water Battle, Cloister Spring, 69, minus $5. Hilda was a wonderful woman. And I am so pleased that Irene Jackson, and I'm sorry, I just remember you as Irene Jackson is here. Irene was, at the time, I was a freshman, was secretary to the Dean of Women. And I was the only student who couldn't leave campus on Thanksgiving. My family was in Idaho. I had to see her get a key to the dorms because I was also working at Miller Hartford Warehouse. And so Irene invited me home for Thanksgiving dinner. and Irene and Hilda in the Green Army that now thankfully is in blue. And the community of Huntington, there are so many people that support what happens in this wonderful place. So I'm just really glad to hear. So many fine men and women who are Juniata alumni are engaged in so many wonderful and worthwhile endeavors literally all over the world. Knowing this, it is truly humbling to be recognized with this award. My passion for justice grows from my earliest family memories of being that age, volunteering with our family at Mom's Mission on Sacramento's Skid Row, and visiting Idaho's farm labor camps with my parents and my brothers and sisters. My parents made it very clear to all four of us that if there was suffering in the world any place, it was a clear sign that we had not yet done our job. Passion is one thing, but the ability to do something about a situation is another thing altogether. When I was here for that Alumni Weekend, that panel was a remarkable experience. All of us on that panel was so striking that we had ended up, our lives had taken very different paths than what we anticipated when we came here. My goal when I came here was to get a law degree to be a congressional aide for Frank Church. That was he was my hero. None of us traveled the journey that we expected, but what was also clear for all of us was the important role that this institution played in shaping us for the journey that we took. Over the past decades, I have been blessed to meet incredible men and women who are struggling on the very margins of our society. Daily, they wrestle with both outer and inner demons that are of phenomenal proportions. These men and women have touched my life and blessed me in many ways. Among them, I experienced the real meaning of grace, and with them, I witnessed and experienced the powerful and profound power of redemptive community. Along with them, I have engaged complicated and entrenched public and private systems. What little progress I have been able to make in shifting those systems to better align with what Dr. King referred to as the long arc of the universe bending toward justice has been in large part due to the rich education that I received here at Juniata College. In so many of the settings for my work, I don't have any of the qualifications expected for the conversation. What I do have are the skills and the learning that I received here. And I was thinking of my classmates who were business and economics professors, and also Dr. Cherry, would have been stunned to know that I'm on the board of the California House of Finance. And I actually have a working knowledge of tax credit and municipal finance. I had to take remedial math when I tried. But I had to learn those things because those are the tools that we use to create homes for homeless people who are living at less than 15% of median income. I needed those tools. And the fact that I was able to learn them came from this place. Here I learned how to frame deep questions and how to listen to and understand languages and cultures and experiences other than my own. And for those lifelong lessons and for this incredible honor from my fellow classmates and alumni, I really am deeply grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations, John. The Harold B. Brumball Alumni Service Award has been given annually since 1971. It honors someone who has volunteered his or her time unselfishly and enthusiastically for Juniata College and who is an exceptional model for all Juniata alumni to follow. The recipient of the 2015 Harold B. Brumball Alumni Service Award is Ronald Seiler Jr., class of 1977. Evelyn Pembroke, Development Assistant and former Alumni Relations Specialist, will present the award. Evelyn and Ron, please come forward.
to make sure. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today to present Ron with the H.B. Football Alumni Service Award. I met Ron when he joined council in 1992, and I found out early on that Ron was a very caring, a very loving, and a fun person to meet. In 1996, while Ron was serving as vice president of the council, the college went through a downsizing, which left me as the only staff person in the alumni office to oversee the many responsibilities. And it was just a few weeks before Alumni Weekend and the Alumni Council Spring Meeting. Throughout that weekend, Ron and the council members pitched in and helped me with the many, many details of the weekend. Plus holding their at that time they held 2 meetings on Friday and on Saturday. On Saturday evening, we were gathered in the Alumni House for a council executive meeting. I was sitting at my desk, which at that time was located in the living room area. Council folks were seated throughout the room, and we were deep in discussion, debriefing about the busy weekend and the future of Alumni Council. I don't remember exactly how much time slipped by. I'm guessing an hour or so, when all of a sudden I noticed something at the corner of my eye, something placed to the right of my desk. I looked, and it was a vase filled with a dozen roses. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was staring right at me, and I didn't see it all that time. I was shocked. How could I have not noticed the roses? I reached over and removed the card and read, "Thank you for all you do for Juniata," signed Ron Siler. I was deeply touched. Ron reminded me that day that life isn't just about work. It's good to be busy and focused, but we all need to remember to stop and smell the roses along the way. Thank you, Ron, for that beautiful gesture and for reminding me how important it is to appreciate the simple things in life. And now, Ron, it's my turn to say to you, thank you for all you do for Juniata. And now the citation. Whereas Ron Siler Jr., a member of the Alumni Council, filling the roles of member at large, vice president, president, past president, and chair of the Awards and Nominations Committee. And whereas he later returned to Alumni Council, serving on the Juniata College Board of Trustees as the alumni trustee. And whereas he has cultivated the Juniata network in the Philadelphia region by attending, organizing, and hosting events for alumni, parents, and friends of the college, and by serving on the Delaware Valley Juniata Club leadership team. And whereas he has mentored students and young alumni by volunteering at Juniata Career Day, attending networking events, and serving as a member of the Juniata Career Team. And whereas he has served as a Juniata Admissions Ambassador, encouraging prospective students to consider Juniata, recruiting students through the Gold Card Alumni Scholarship Program, and representing Juniata at college fairs and regional receptions. And whereas he has given generously of himself as a member of the Allen Society, has supported the fundraising efforts of the college as a member of the Uncommon Outcome Campaign Committee, and now serves as chair of the Juniata Scholarship Fund. And whereas he has served his class as a reunion committee coordinator for many years. Now therefore be it resolved that the Juniata Alumni Association acknowledges and appreciates all that he has done and continues to do for Juniata, and presents Ron Siler Jr. with this prestigious Harold B. Brumbaugh Alumni Service Award by direction of the Alumni Council.
truly honored and humbled to have my name mentioned in the same breath as H.B. Brubaugh. What a great friend of Juniata he was, and to know his memory lives on in this award is quite a tribute. I was fortunate to have known H.B. when I was a student here, and in years later, so that anyone who was on campus was known by H.B. Not just by name, but he knew what you did, who you were, where you were from. That was H.B. But there's another person in the room today that I need to recognize, and that is Dottie Hirschberger. Dottie was the person who asked if I wanted to be more involved in Juniata life, and that has made all the difference. One day I was sitting out on the steps of Detweiler Plaza, music was playing, and a clown approached me and asked to dance. And it wasn't until I was up dancing that I realized the clown was Dottie. I said, Dottie, what are you doing in that clown outfit? She simply replied, well, Ron, anything for Juniata. And those words have stuck with me ever since. Working with the alumni office, I had the opportunity to work with some remarkable people, and a number of them, even though they've moved on, are here today because of me receiving this award. These people changed my life in the way I care about Juniata. They are great leaders, and I am blessed to now call them friends. While I have relished the opportunity to serve Juniata in many ways, one of my favorite activities has been meeting and interacting with current students. By reaching out to students, handing out business cards, connecting with them on LinkedIn, I have developed some lifelong alumni connections. When I was a student, we did not have cell phones. You lined up to use the payphone on the hall. Today, social media has changed the way we communicate, the way we share our experiences. But one thing I've learned is that no matter how much you tweet, Facebook, or Instagram, there's nothing that gives a current student greater joy than going to Ellis Hall and opening up a mailbox and finding a handwritten note. Whether it be a birthday card, a Halloween card, or just a thinking of you, finals coming up, hope you're doing well type thing. That is something that those students really enjoy. I've helped place students a job, I've counseled them on career choices. Some just simply become friends because of my writing to them. There's a certain amount of pride in giving back to the well. Over the years, I have learned that a college like Juniata could not exist without the philanthropic support of its alumni. And by the way, the Juniata Scholarship Fund this year surpassed their goal and raised over $1.2 million. So, money is important, but it goes a lot further than that, because we are the lifeblood of the college. When you give of your talents and help to support the students themselves, we continue to make Juniata the welcoming community that it is. I also want to take a moment to thank Elaine, my wife. Although a Temple graduate,
Thanks for letting me in.
she has stood by me, listened to the many stories many times over, and supported me as I pursue my passion of serving Juniata. As the Roman philosopher Seneca said, "Be silent as to services you have rendered, but speak of favors you have received." And so I say thank you and share with you some of my joy. Thank you very much.
Congratulations again to all of our award recipients. Let's give them one final round of applause. One of the greatest honors of serving on Alumni Council is having the opportunity to learn about and meet alumni who are nominated for these alumni awards. In the coming weeks, I encourage all of you to think about other Juniata alumni that you know who may be deserving of such an honor, such as what you heard today. Using the information on your program insert, please submit names to the Alumni Office so that the Alumni Council might consider them in the future. Thanks again for joining us on this special occasion. As we close today's program, please stand as you are able. Heidi Neff Warner, class of 1994, will lead us in singing the Alma Mater.
We sing the Alma Mater today in celebration of the tremendous achievements of the award recipients today. We also sing today to encourage those of us that you all have inspired to go out and do what President Trohog began the ceremony with, and that is to change the world for the better, and it all started right here.